Welcome to Fight Night Hearthstone Edition, featuring the top 8 players around the world. With 10,000 in prize money and regional pride on the line, who will go home the Hearthstone champion? This is Fight Night! And welcome back once again, everybody, to another edition of Fight Night here at ESGN TV. Over the past couple of nights, we've seen Team DogeHouse and other team no name yet go head-to-head and tie it all up at 1-1. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of what we got thus far. We have our first match, Trump versus Nimsh.
For Nimsh, my teammate, it's going to be Mage, Warlock, and Paladin. And for Trump, it is Mage, Warlock, and Shaman.
Trump probably has no suspicions. And yeah, putting out the Sylvanas is the sealing fate. Nimsh, probably, yep, there it is, the well played. Nimsh will win 3-0 over Trump.
He's Nimshing it up. So that is a very strong victory for Nimsh. Not dropping a single game, not having to show off his other 2 decks.
After 2 nights of play, we have 4 remaining players. From Team DogeHouse, Artosis and Nyx. And from the other team, no name yet, we have Krip and Strifecrow. We're going to find out who the 2 players to face off next as we go to the wheel, while you enjoy this video explaining to you what Hearthstone is all about.
Hearthstone is a 1v1 digital card game developed by Blizzard Entertainment, the company behind famous franchises such as Starcraft, Diablo, and the Warcraft series. Currently, in the Hearthstone beta, you have the choice between 9 hero classes, akin to their Warcraft counterparts: Warrior, Shaman, Rogue, Paladin, Hunter, Druid, Warlock, Mage, and Priest. Each class has its own unique set of cards that you can choose to customize, as well as a unique hero power that you can use once per turn. Each player chooses 30 cards before the match. This format is often called constructed, and is considered the primary form of competition in any collectible card game. Hearthstone is turn-based. Both players take separate turns to play their cards. You can play as many cards as you want, but be careful not to run out and be completely hopeless. The first person to have their opponent hit 0 health is declared the winner. With over 450 cards currently in the beta alone, Hearthstone offers an array of opportunities to build neat strategies and deck themes oriented around various playstyles. Similar to other strategy games, there is no one deck to rule them all. It comes down to who prepares the best and who gets the draws.
We're back at the wheel here, and I'm joined with Artosis. Dan, give me some of your thoughts on the matches so far.
You know, I was really happy to see Nimsh win 3-0 in such a convincing fashion, but in the ECOP match, I feel like that game 1, he had a really bad starting hand and just couldn't quite pull it out, and after that, it was just bad matchup. So even though he kind of got destroyed, I still think that we're going to take it back. I still think we're going to win. All
right, it's going to start here at the wheel. You're going to pick opponent now with the wheel. Are you gunning for anyone specific?
If I get to play this next one, I want to spin Strifecrow. He's a good friend. I think he's probably the best player on the team. I already know Krip is really good, but I want to play Strifecrow.
All right, well, good luck. May the RNG be in your favor. Ask and you shall.
Just keeps going and going.
No. Ask and you don't get, apparently, here at Fight Night. Well, looks like Kripparrian is going to be it. Thank you very much, Artosis, for joining me. And we're going to have to find out who Krip's going to face in just a couple of moments.
You know, I get pretty obsessed with doing one thing. And I guess it's a little bit different because, you know, I'm pretty interested in playing Hearthstone, and I kind of want to be part of whatever happens to tournaments and all that, which is, I think, still a little bit up in the air right now. So, you know, I got a chance to be part of it. Going to Berlin, okay, whatever. I'm quite satisfied staying in one place. When I play Arena, I feel like I'm competing with other players. I feel it's more advanced to really play Arena because there's so many possibilities. And, you know, there's some strategy when you play Constructed. It's largely like, you know, the cards that are typically in the deck, and you know how many there are, and you know if they're being played.
So now that we know that Krip is one of the players, we have Monk, the team captain from other team no name yet. I got it right every time. Who are you going to gun for to make sure that Krip plays the right opponent?
Well, I wouldn't want Artosis' wishes to be disappointed, so if Krip matches up with Nyx, Nyx, yeah. Then Artosis would be matched up with StriveCrow, and I guess everyone would be happy then.
Are you
So,
confident in your wheel control abilities?
if it's as good as my Hearthstone abilities, then yes.
All right, well then good luck. Looks like you have good odds in your favor. Whoa. It's going to be Artosis versus Krip. Once again, a rematch from BlizzCon 2013 finals. I can't wait. It's going to be delicious.
I'm 30 years old, and I've been gaming for a very long time. I played Starcraft for about 15 years now, competitively, and even before that, a few years before that, I played Magic the Gathering competitively. I think that Hearthstone has a lot of the great qualities of Magic. It's very complex, there's a wide range of decks that you can play, but at the same time, they've improved things for the more casual gamers. I started playing Magic back around 5th edition Weatherlight, and I really got into it, as a lot of people in my town did, but after they quit, I kept playing and getting better and better, and eventually I entered the tournament scene and became a high-end competitor in the PTQ circuit in Boston, which was, at the time, the most difficult area in the world. I got really, really good at it, but eventually I gave it up for Starcraft. So I was pretty excited, actually, when Hearthstone was announced, because the people who made my favorite game, Starcraft, were now making a game much like where I started my competitive career, Magic. I feel like a game like Hearthstone, you can't become good in a vacuum. You need people helping you. You need to work with other people.
Welcome to the 3rd edition of Fight Night and the Commentator's Desk. I'm joined with Nimsh, the man who won the first set for his team. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Like, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to see this next series between Artosis versus Krip. Have you ever done commentary, by the way?
It's my first time and I'm so excited to be here. Like, those games are amazing. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see your insight as a player into both as an objective player as well as a teammate of Artosis. Now, as we mentioned, he is playing against Kripparrian, and they've met before at BlizzCon. We've had an opportunity to ask them about some of the thoughts of the previous match, as well as going into this weekend. Let's check it out.
When I was watching Krip's stream before BlizzCon, I actually didn't think he was that good of a player, but when I played against him at BlizzCon and spoke to him a bit, I realized he just looks at the game differently than I do or any of my teammates do. So that's a little bit weird to me, but I actually respect him a lot as a player and a deck builder. I think he's very good. I think my favorite class in Hearthstone now is Paladin. It used to be Priest, but I'm not really into them anymore after BlizzCon, and I just find myself having the most fun overall with the Paladin cards. My favorite Hearthstone card is probably Injured Blade Master. I find it like really interesting to use when you're trying to heal it up and just get as much use out of it as possible. I really enjoyed using that, and that was one of my strongest suits going into BlizzCon was my Priest deck with Injured Blade Masters. I thought that was what was going to win me the most games in the end. It wasn't, but I really, really like that card.
You know, Artosis' match against Krip at BlizzCon 2013 was so close. Did you ever get to watch the finals?
Yeah, I got to watch it. It was so exciting. Great match.
Yeah. And it came down to the very last Leopard Gnome. 2 damage.
Leopard Nimsh.
Leopard Nimsh. It's
right.
Nimsh's favorite card to play in Hearthstone as well. So you heard Artosis' thoughts. Let's take a second to get to know Krip's thoughts as well.
Artosis is pretty good. A lot of people analyze the gameplay at BlizzCon because there's so much audience and all that. And, you know, it's come to the conclusion that, you know, I guess it sounds a bit arrogant because I did end up doing pretty well in that tournament, but the people who played the best ended up doing the best in that tournament. So, yeah, definitely. He knows how to play the cards right, but it's kind of difficult because so many people have played Hearthstone for so long that the number of mistakes, the difference between like a top level player is very small, and largely the difference is going to be experience with certain classes, the deck that you build, and kind of how they match up and the cards that you draw. So I don't know. In the end, it's probably a lot of the random element that's going to decide who's going to win. More than likely, we'll see Mage v Mage in the opening match as well. So I think it's going to be a battle of 3-0 and 0-3.
Before we begin into the Artosis versus Krip match, we also want to talk to you a little about the format for Fight Night. Nimsh, we're going to do a best of 5 BlizzCon style. Can you explain a little bit for our viewers?
Well, it's a best of 5, so everybody has like 3 decks prepared beforehand. As a team, the team was preparing all the decks, so the player had to choose the decks for himself, but the team had a decision what to take. And they will be playing games like they pick a deck, and then their opponent needs to win against them. And if opponent wins, they have to switch the deck because the deck is eliminated. But if they win, like the opponent has to switch the deck. And they play best of 5, so it's like to win 3 games. If you win 3 games, you win the best of 5.
That's right, our Hearthstone Fight Night will consist of a 4v4 team battle. Both players will bring 3 different classes. The person who beats his opponent's 3 decks wins a point for the team, some personal cash, and team bonus money, which ranges from 250 to 5,000. The team that can clean sweep their opponents, that means not dropping a single game in any series, will also get a bonus 5,000 in their pockets. If the series ends prematurely, we have some bonus money rounds. Here's the catch. We only have 4 players, so the 5th match will have a secret ace player that will be revealed when the time comes. Team captains will choose their opponents randomly by spinning our ESGN wheel. Once someone has played, they will be ineligible until the ace match.
Cool. So with that in mind, we have our first classes picked. It's going to be Warlock versus Warlock.
That's it.
Yeah, and both of these guys have really interesting decks, and we'll talk about that once the game starts. But real quick, what do you think about Krip versus Artosis once again as a personal matchup?
Okay, it's a personal matchup. It's more or less a grudge match because it's a chance for Krip to actually get a rematch here. But I really hope for Artosis to win, obviously, because he's on my team.
All right, it's time to start game 1 between Artosis versus Krip. Warlock versus Warlock, who's gonna take it? Getting ready to look at the opening hands. As a pretty good starting hand for Artosis.
Totally, this is a very good start in this matchup. Like, I believe that he will keep every card here.
Yeah, Demon Fire with any kind of imp is really powerful start. It allows you to get presence on the board immediately, and you can trade for turn 2.
Totally, and the Flame Wave is even better if you start it.
It's definitely, in my opinion, the best imp to start off with, just because of how much pressure you can put onto anything your opponent does.
Yeah.
Although it does do 3 damage now instead of 2. Do you feel like that makes a huge difference?
I don't feel like this makes a huge difference in most of the matchups, but in Warlock, it can actually show to be a major factor, because that 1 life might be very important in this match.
Especially because life tapping, you're draining your own life every time. Now, interestingly enough, Krip has the option to double imp drop on turn number 1 with a coin, but what he doesn't know is that Artosis has that Demon Fire.
That's right. And it's interesting because Krip also has a very good start. Like this coin Blood Imp into a Voidwalker is a pretty good start to have in this matchup.
Absolutely. Doesn't the Voidwalker, by the way, remind you kind of like an evil genie from Aladdin?
Yeah, totally. Like, it also reminds me of Blueberry.
And it flavors so many of the games. Wow, Artosis is gonna go for a Soulfire, and he loses the Argent Commander.
That's actually fine, because like Argent Commander would be a late game card, so it's better to have a Dwarf. This is interesting. This is, oh my god. Yeah, man. This is a top deck.
And Krip draws the imp, he drops the Soulfire to destroy the imp.
Yeah, it looks terrible for Artosis right now. So Krip has like only an imp on the board, but it seems like his hand is full. So, okay, this is a good draw as well. So Harvest Golem actually gets the board presence for Artosis.
And now it's back in Artosis' board controls, or his attempt to regain board control. Right now you see he's dropping the imp as well as an Argent Squire.
That's right, and we already know that Artosis also has the Dwarf in his hand, so...
Thinking about possibly life tapping as well, but right now he wants more board presence. And I think I like that, because if you can trade it out, then you can have make your opponent a little bit more cautious about doing stuff.
Yeah, I think he should play the Dwarf now and just trade with the Flame Imp, because right now the game is all about board control. He's dealt 10 damage to Krip, but I think board control is more important right now. And he has the 2-1 and a 4-4, which gives him the board presence.
Man, it's just blazing speed. The game has been playing so much faster than what we were seeing some of the other fight nights, as It's already turn 4, and both players are down to just a few cards each in their hand. The Dark Iron Dwarf giving +2 attack permanently, and he's going to trade with the remainder of the Harvest Golem. And now, Artosis' board is pretty well developed.
And he draws Argent Commander, which actually sets him up for a very good turn. Because he draws a card, can play the Shadow Sun Cleric, and then he has Argent Commander next turn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Krip board was well developed, but yeah, you're right. I was getting confused because it's flipping so much. But yeah, now Krip loses his Dark Iron Dwarf, and just like you were saying, it could be 50-50. Comes down to these 1 or 2 cards that if you can get control, it can really start seizing the momentum of the match.
That's right. This game will go very fast. Both players will be like drawing cards using Glass Top, and this will be a back and forth, that's for sure.
Ooh, a Knife Juggler, which would have been helpful a little bit earlier to try to remove some health of his opponent, but now, I mean, it's risky to drop that Mukla because then he has 2 minions to be able to buff his opponent.
He can trade the minions with the board, so he will drop Mukla and then empty board, yeah.
Yeah, so if he gives the 2 bananas to his opponent, no minion to be able to buff immediately. But now there's also an Argent Commander drop potential, as well as the Voidwalker.
That's an interesting play. Like, he can play Argent Commander and attack into his hero, so that deal 4 damage, and then like Krip will have to actually deal with Argent Commander, which has his Divine Shield. He can also like play, yeah, he can also life tap to get something. Now he needs to play the Voidwalker, but do you buff Voidwalker? That's the question.
It feels, I mean, either way, it won't survive past turn if King Mukla decides to attack it, because it will get 3/5. So Krip could use to try to buff maybe the Argent Commander to a 5/3.
Get rid of Mukla next turn. That's right.
Maybe keep that and keep his options open. And so now Artosis is passed it back, and Krip has the opportunity. Yeah.
So, yeah, he has to kill it. He has to play something, and then yeah, he's getting board control here.
All right, so Artosis doesn't have anything on the board at the moment. It's been quite a fast-paced game, but now he can drop the Argent Commander, buff it with a banana, give him a nice little banana peel, and then smack
kill the
somebody.
Mukla, or he can attack just Krip. He can attack to the face because he's on 16 only.
And drop him down to 11 health and put him into pretty critical, but
then he'll get like 10 damage, and if he buffs his minions, then he'll go even below that. So,
but he's gonna go for the safe play instead, taking out the minion rather than for the face.
Artosis is a very controlled player, as I said in one of the interviews. So he will probably try to get board control instead of just going blindly to the face. Oh, and this situation is very interesting. He can deal.
Okay, how much damage? You can do 8.
8 plus 2 is 10. Out of 6 mana, he can do 10 damage, yeah.
You can do 15 extra damage. Well, he forfeits
10,
that.
15, yeah.
So now he has a Divine Shield. He can drop the Dark Iron Dwarf and trade. Oh, nice! Gets the Knife Juggler shot on the Argent Commander. Drops it. And then, the Leopard Gnome damage as well. Coming in through the clutch, 14 health remaining for Artosis, and Krip has big presence on the board, but a big drop from a Blood Knight. Wow.
He can Demon Fire this the Knife Juggler, then drop a Blood Knight and get a 6/6 just for free mana. He will have...
Maybe banana him as well.
Probably.
Just for the hell of it.
He can, yeah, definitely.
And then it still gives him, well, I mean, at this point, when do you start feeling uncomfortable of life tapping? Do you think 14 is kind of like a danger zone?
I think I wouldn't life tap at this point. Like, he needs to account for like 10 damage out of Krip's hand, because Krip can have like Leroy and Power Overwhelming, which is 10 damage. So if he leaves the Dark Iron Dwarf on the board, he's probably in the lethal range. He needs to count for it. So he needs to get rid of the board and like cross his fingers.
So Artosis, he has so many options. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I really feel like Demon Firing is the better option, and Blood Knight taking into a 6/6. But still, it's kind of hard because I don't think he can full clear, can he?
Yeah, he can. I think he can play a Blood Knight, get it a 6/6, and then drop the Defender of Argus to get it into 7/7 taunt, and buff it with a banana into an 8/8 taunt. so he might have a chance to block the board or just clear the Knife Juggler and then drop the Blood Knight, but it doesn't do anything at this point, so he will be open for damage.
Looks like he's gonna go for the Demon Fire play and light that Juggler on fire. And go for the buff directly onto the Blood Knight and end his turn. And what does Krip draw?
This is the end, I think. It's 8, 12, 13.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
this is the end.
that's
He
perfect.
got lethal. He got lethal.
Wow.
Exactly. That's 14.
So
sharp.
quick game number 1 as Krip is going to be calculating the last final pieces of damage. That Argent Squire is going to hit
10,
really
10
hard.
Argent Squire. Oh my god, that is hard.
Great value out of that 1 drop. Kripparrian takes the first game over Artosis in the Warlock vs. Warlock match. Wow, that was something that I didn't expect it to be quite like that, but in the end, they're both really aggressive decks, so...
It was very intensive. It was a very intensive match, and everything could happen. Like, they were live tapping like mad people and like filling their hats. Their health was dropping very low. So yeah, and we've seen King Mukla actually doing it on a competitive scene right now. So it was pretty intense, yeah.
That's cool, and it helps because King Mukla late game when there's a lot of board options still is really hard, especially in an aggressive deck. A lot of low drops, it might be a little tough to drop the Gorilla on the opponent. So it's good that he got him by an early turn and he was able to control a lot with
it. If you can get rid of the drawback, which is bananas, you have a 5/5 for free mana, which is amazing.
Yeah. So now that leaves Artosis with 2 other decks, and you know what those classes are. I think it's Paladin and Mage, I believe.
That's right. That's right.
And so in this kind of scenario, which do you think is the better one to choose?
He will obviously choose Mage because Mage is actually made to win against Warlock.
Yeah, you drain your own health. It's like for your life tapping while you get extra cards.
That's
Mage
right.
doesn't really care. It's just trying to drain your health as fast as possible.
That's right. And the build that Artosis has is really interesting.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, and I can't wait to see it. That's if he picks it. He still has a chance to pick the Paladin, but it probably would not be as good of a choice as Mage.
That's right. Mage counters Warlock, and we will see if it really happens.
Cool, so 10 seconds on the board left for Artosis to decide what he wants, but we're pretty sure he's going to pick Mage because Mage is really good.
That's right.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I can tell you about this Mage right now. Because
well, I mean, I'm a commentator, so I can know. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to tell the other team unless they pay me a lot of money.
Okay.
Unless they give me their money that they win from playing it.
So the Mage build he's playing is actually pretty different than the Mage build I was playing. He's playing the Frozen Giants build.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the build?
A little bit. You have the Molten Giants as well as the Sea Giants because you rack up a lot of cards naturally.
That's right. That's right. The strategy is totally different than the Mage that I was playing because like he will be freezing minions and getting board control. Like I think for Artosis, this is the deck he really wants to play, and he'll play it well.
All right, so we're about to find out what he chooses in game number 2 between Artosis versus Krip. Artosis needs to get on the board because Krip leads 1-0 and looks like he's not going to get stopped anytime soon. Thank you, ladies. 2 girls telling us it's game number 2 between Artosis versus Krip. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mage. I'm about to find out in just a second. Yeah, it is Mage.
That's Mage, yeah.
And let's look at the opening hands for these 2 players.
For Krip, it's a really interesting hand. Like it's really good for Warlock. Like being Warlock against Mage, you really have to be hyper aggressive here. Like he needs to deal as much damage as possible. For Artosis, this hand is probably fine. He's playing the Frost Giants build as we said, so he will be trying to defend as much as possible and then finish him off like with Pyroblasts. So this game will be pretty intense.
Sounds like the build for any Mage, honestly. Do something into Pyroblast.
Well, that's right.
Is that
like,
not?
The Pyroblast is the final answer. It's a good card and it's an exciting card right now.
Oh, is it? It's exciting for one person. Maybe exciting not in the most positive way for the other. Oh, okay. Oh. So he chooses to go for a coin and shut down Krip's loot, or sorry, not loot order, the Leper Gnome. I was looking at loot order in his hand.
So the Leper Gnome is down. It was killed by the Fire Blast, which is the hero power. And this is actually a good play because the Leper Gnome can deal a lot of damage. So it's better to shut it down first. And this is one of the very interesting plays. Like you have a 2-1 loot hoarder and a 3-2. The loot hoarder is one of the best answers to deal with a 3-2. You kill it and then you draw a card.
Yep. So it's the 2-for-1 in the most hardest way possible. You can eliminate something.
And he has Void Walker, so he actually countered the best play. And his positioning is exceptionally good because he counters the Con of Coal here.
Yep. No opportunity to hit those 3 people and parry it off. So nice job once again. But the answer will be the Frost Balls.
So he clears the Fury Dragon, and he's pretty safe here.
For the Void Walker, winter came a little early.
That's right.
Although winter here in Berlin is pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, it's super cold. It's cold right now.
I heard it's like warm for winter. It's like
serious?
-1 right now. And right now it's like warm, considered warm.
Oh my
What do you
god.
think?
I think it might be warm for an Eskimo, actually.
How would you know?
I don't know, like, it's super cold for me, that's for sure. He's drawing cards to fill out his hand, and oh, Doomsayer, I really like this card. Doomsayer is one of these cards that you play and your opponent is like, oh my god, what do I do now?
I mean, he has 7 damage on the board. Oh, and he has a free board to do King Mukla. This is going to put on lots of damage. And I think he fills up his hand, so no more hands.
Oh my god. Oh
no.
my god.
He loses
destroyed.
the Archmage.
He loses the Archmage, which is a great card. It's one of the winning conditions in this deck.
Yeah.
So, and it was golden.
Oh yeah, that's the worst part. Losing
That
golden
Makra,
card.
like trolling him with bananas. Now he has those bananas that he can't use. Like, what would you buff? Like a Doomsayer? Seriously?
I guess. Maybe.
Maybe he will go for the Doomsayer plan, like play it, buff it, and attack.
Whoa, now he has a Spellbreaker. He can silence the King Mukla, hit him for
5. And then Soulfire. It's getting pretty dangerous for Artosis. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness, perfect. I think that's it. That's
No, he needs more, and he can actually discard the Soulfire, so he'll probably keep those to actually get very dangerous, like in range, and then like get more cards.
Counting is hard, man.
But he will play the Molten Gems now, so the Moltens are on the run.
So you can drop 2,
but what
and then he can still Blizzard.
Yeah, but what Artosis needs is an Ice Block, I think, because it's pretty dangerous here. With
How's he gonna draw it? He doesn't have any draws in his hand, does he?
Yeah, no draw here.
Okay, so he'll use a banana, maybe Blizzard, but that's the best he can hope for.
Yeah, he has to Blizzard. There's no other way. He has to. So Molten Giants and Blizzard, how does it even work? Like you have this Molten Lava and freeze.
Oh, but here's another thing too. Because he's gonna do 17 and he also has a Fireball in his hand, he could kill off Krip if he doesn't kill him off this turn either.
So what Krip gets? Oh my god! So now he
has to make sure not to discard the Soulfire.
Yeah, if he discards the Soulfire.
If he discards the Soulfire.
Is this the end?
No, he discards the Argent Squire.
Oh my god, this is
wow. So and Artosis had an opportunity.
Going down. It was so close again.
Oh, that's devastating. He's shaking his head. He knows. It came down to it.
That's tough, man. That's tough for my team.
Wow, that's just like that. After a quick, I think it was like 10 minutes. Down 0-2. Artosis can't even believe it. His headset's off, and he's not even getting up.
It seems like Krip is finishing those games so fast because he wants to get on a couch and sleep.
Yeah, I mean, before he was looking sleepy, but don't let his demeanor fool you. Krip is full of energy. That aggressive play was pretty cool to watch.
It was pretty devastating.
Wow, and we were talking about how the mage deck like that is designed to kill warlocks who be really aggressive in that manner.
Yeah, so he's left with Paladin only.
He is. I do have to kind of remind you that it came down to that last draw, but in the end, the Leopard Gnome ended up paying off big dividends, right?
That's right. That's right. That 2 damage.
That was the MVP of the match.
Leopard Gnome nailed it.
I mean, sure, he ended with -3 in the very last MVP.
Leopard Gnome was important, and losing the coin there, and and the bananas destroying Antonidas. Like, really? Would you destroy the Archmage with bananas?
I have no idea, but that's something that you can't really expect. But that's also some of the most fun things about it, because when you stack so many cards, you only can hold 10 cards in your hand. For anybody who hasn't really been able to play Hearthstone much, and after that you draw it, it just disappears, and that was one of the most important cards.
That's right. Do you think that Krip was planning it from the start, that to play King Mokla and mess with his hand, like Artosis' hand?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, probably
that might be
in that
a strategy.
capacity. I mean, he also had full board control as well, and didn't have anything to contest it. He drew Mukla at the perfect time. I think it just synchronized for the worst possible storm for Artosis at the moment.
Totally.
Yeah.
And getting that Argent Commander to get that 1 point of damage was missing was pretty devastating.
It's really funny how so much top decking in the early game as well factored into things, with countering the Loot Hoarder, the Void Walker, into the Frost Bolt and everything like that. But in the end, After it's all been said and done, Artosis, 2 minutes later, still can't believe what just happened, as he is down to his last final life as a Paladin. Our BlizzCon 2013 champion's on his last life, and that does mean Kripp is 1 step away from winning 250 for himself and 500 for his team.
And getting a rematch.
And getting revenge.
Yeah.
So there you go, the 2-minute timer is over. Let's find out if Kripparrian can complete the sweep or Artosis start the comeback with his Paladin deck. Artosis heads into game number 3, down 0-2 against Kripp, who's played phenomenal with his Warlock deck. But he's down for blood as he wants to finish it out now. 3-0, his opening hand, pretty solid.
It's pretty good, yeah. And Artosis is starting, oh my god, this hand is not that good.
Yeah, and you always kind of debate, I know I want Peacekeeper sometimes for that 3-drop,
Yeah.
but then at the same time you ideally want something a little earlier as well.
We can talk more about the Artosis deck. It's the Paladin deck. This deck is pretty much different than the regular build because it's more like late game. Most of the Paladin decks that we've seen in the past are the very aggressive decks playing a lot of small minions. Artosis build is like a mid-range, so he has some of the small minions, but it's mostly like mid-range going to late game with some healing spells. This deck was actually designed to counter mages. It can work against Warlock, but we'll see.
All right, so right off the bat we see a coin knife juggler and an immediate turn 2 Argent Protector.
This play is pretty... Oh my god, this is the second knife juggler.
Yeah.
This is getting pretty dangerous for Artosis here, and playing Argent Protector is not the best play you want to do. That's a very good move for Kripp. Like, he gets
protecting his knife jugglers.
That's right. He protects his setup, gets the board position, and he can play anything next turn to get 2 knives flying into minions.
And so he's going to drop his Peacekeeper to try to reduce the damage of the knife jugglers, but still the control that you can implement is pretty powerful.
And he gets another Soulfire.
God,
Oh my
really?
god, what happens here? Do you drop Argent Squire first or Soulfire first? I think I'll drop
I think I would
Squire.
drop this. You drop the Squire first?
I drop the Squire first because Sylvanas...
Do 2 damage?
Yeah, to deal 2 damage and then get rid of the board. Because Squire is very important now. Next turn is...
Oh, well, he's gonna lose his Sylvanas.
This is better for him. Like, he actually got a chance here and it worked out for him.
Okay.
Artosis is in a pretty bad shape, unfortunately.
Not the best start whatsoever for our BlizzCon champion. He does have the True Silver champion, and he does have a lot of answers to stuff like this, but still, he doesn't have a chance to get set up whatsoever.
He has only 19 life. He will be healing some life from the True Silver champion, but still, Kripp is a very good position here. Playing small minions, getting knives out, doing damage. He deals only 3 damage this turn, but Artosis is down to 16, so it's getting pretty dangerous.
Artosis has some healing cards within his repertoire, like Guardian of Kings and Lay on Hands, but still, it's going to be a while before he can access those. And
That's right,
yeah,
that's right.
I mean, now his only option is really to get rid of that Voidwalker and try to put some minions. So.
Well, a good thing for him is that Soulfires are out of the way, so now if he just controls the board, we know that Kripp is not running any other spells, right? Those are the only spells in his deck.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have, well, he does have Power Overwhelming as well.
Oh, he has Power Overwhelming as
He
well,
doesn't
right?
have Shadow Flame or other forms of
Demon
damage.
Fire and
Yeah,
stuff.
Demon Fire.
That's right. So this battle will probably be a minion-on-minion battle.
All right, so Kripp has 2 opportunities to proc the shields, and he does for one of the Argent Squires. And what will he choose to do? Could he trade with some of the minions? He looks like he's thinking about it. I think that's the right move.
He can get some board position here, and the next turn he'll play Argent Commander. So I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. I would probably like do what Kripp does here. You can go to the face. Oh, that's a
nice
famous
draw.
Artosis card, Consecration.
This is actually a top deck scenarios he had before, where he was able to use Consecration to win the game against Kripp in BlizzCon, and now he should be able to pull it off. Drop one of his Silverhand Knights, trade with the Voidwalker, and then keep his Harvest Golem alive.
That's right. Would you play the Black Knight at this spot, like to kill Voidwalker?
Only if I'm feeling really, really far ahead.
Okay, that's right. So he will kill the Voidwalker with Argent Squire.
Or maybe he's thinking about keeping the Argent Squire alive, but...
I think it's fine I think it's fine to kill and deal 2 damage. Like, he is behind.
Yep. All right,
But, well, he is the controllish player. I'm the aggro player, so okay.
keeping maximum health sometimes isn't a bad thing at all, but ooh, look at this. We also have...
Oh, Krib actually bugged.
that's a little unfortunate. I don't think he even wants to play the Iron Dwarf, though. Or the Spellbreaker's the one bugged.
He would probably play Argent Commander.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't.
Well, now he can silence the Harvest Goal, which is
That's
a good
right.
power move.
So he gets rid of the 2/1 token that could be there if the Harvest Golem goes down, which is probably okay for him. Artosis gets a sword, so he'll be able to produce like big minions here.
Nice.
Oh, this is a good move.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have to trade his Harvest Golem. He can use the Argent Squire and... Oh, well, I don't know if he necessarily wants to trade with his face.
This situation looks pretty good for Artosis because without Soulfires, he's now having a very clear board position, Sword of Justice implied, and healing spells in his deck, so he can took down this game.
And so now Krip's gonna have drop his Argent Commander and as well as his Argent Squire and develop his board. But Artosis, if he gets a pretty good draw, he should be able to at least heal himself up.
Do you find it interesting that Krip is actually using Paladin cards, facing Paladin? Like Argent Commander and Squire being
and
the Paladin.
Squire,
So,
it's kind of using his forces against him.
yeah, that's right. So now like Artosis should actually use the Warlock
So
card.
you were once a noble warrior from my army.
Do you play Equality here? That's an interesting play.
All right. Well,
He was able to get that Argent Commander's
maybe a
health
Black
going.
Knight and make it a 5/6.
Yeah, it's okay. There are only 2 cards in Krip's hand.
And he knows his opponent's aggressive, so he's not going to try to make too many taunt creatures, other than
That's
maybe
right.
Defender.
He also knows that his opponent is playing the buff cards, so like Dark Iron Dwarf, so he wants to have his board cleared.
And so now Krip's starting to enter quite of a dangerous situation because he is going to live tap, but doesn't have too many options at his disposal. At best, he can take out this Argus and then try to make it 1 minion for 1 minion. But I like how Artosis has been able to turn this around so far.
Yeah, the game is slowly turning around. Like Krip can't go to the face right now because he can die like in a couple of turns. He's getting low as well.
Oh, that timing. If Artosis was able to somehow disable the Argent.
He's in a pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Like Artosis has to decide if he wants to go to the face here, but he doesn't want to go to the face, which is probably a good move. So he has board position here. Can Warlock deal with that board? I think he can.
Yeah, and life tapping is really risky because there's things like Hammer of Fate that still could come out. There's things like Consecration or even True Silver Champion number 2.
That's
and
right.
so everything that you life tap is dangerous, or even just, oh wow, he's just gonna go for it anyways. I mean, Krip does have up 2-0, so maybe he's feeling a little bit more risky in that regards, but I don't think he has any answers.
Is there? I think Artosis is actually missing 1 damage to kill Krip next turn. So if he draws something that deals 1 damage, it will be game.
A Leopard, no. But he doesn't have one in this deck.
He doesn't have one. But he has a second Consecration, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if he draws it, that's game.
I mean, he has a lot of options. A Sun Cleric would do anything.
Oh, this doesn't make it, but it still puts him in a pretty good position.
Yeah, he can neuter one of these minions the hard way with a Peacekeeper.
He needs to neutralize one of the minions and then get Krip down to like 8 health or 6 health.
Nice. Gonna trade for the Dark Iron Dwarf. And again, just systematically pick him down. Krip could be on his last turn. Unless, well, we have seen pretty crazy comebacks today
He needs
already.
like a Leroy, so it might be interesting. For sure, I think that the Blood Knight will go down to the small imp, killing it mercilessly.
Yeah. Oof.
I think
there's really nothing. He has to life tap.
Yeah, he has to life tap. Oh, that's actually a pretty good card here. Does it save him? He can kill the Blood Knight with an imp, then play an imp, Morosan. Yeah.
And then
Defender
Defender
Vargas.
and have a taunt. Although
He will have 1 taunt because the
it
imp
doesn't
will be
reveal the
stopped.
second one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's so inconvenient for him at the moment.
But it saves him this turn, so it's a pretty good play. He can also play like King Makla and then make a Makla taunt. So
Yeah, and that gives him a big target. I can definitely see that happening. I think right now Krip's deciding what he wants to taunt with the Defender, but regardless,
he wants to kill the token. Yeah, because then he will have a second taunt. That's also a possibility.
oh, I see.
So he can buff the imp, and
Yeah.
instead of, but I think like killing Black Knight would probably be better.
Right. Because now that if he kills the, oh, okay, he's gonna trade.
Oh,
instead for the
that's also a great move because
wow,
he
that's
gets
something
rid.
I wasn't looking at all.
Yeah, me as well. So he gets rid of the big minion.
Oh,
that's the second
wow.
consideration for you.
Artosis coming through in the
Double
clutch, the top deck.
consecration. That's it, right?
Yeah,
That's
because then he can kill off the Sun Cleric with the Blood Knight, and then he can finish him off with the Black Knight.
I think he wants to finish it off with the Blood Knight. That's a special card we've put, and I think he wants to use it really bad.
Justice demands retribution.
Nice.
Game 3, Artosis comes a little bit closer for a comeback. Semi-even series 1-2.
And for the first time this tournament, we actually don't have the 3-0 score.
Yeah. And again, it's a deck that we weren't expecting to do just as well against Warlock compared to Mage. And Artosis had a pretty rough start. Double knife Joker out with no minions on
That's
the board
right.
whatsoever. Able to finally get some presence on and flip it around. Really impressive play. for
That's right.
Artosis.
He was able to play through 2 Soulfires, 2 Knife Jugglers, very aggressive start from Krip, and he finally pulled it off without healing a single point of damage, right? Even though his deck can heal.
I think so. So that leaves Krip with 2 kinds of decks left. He has a Druid and a Paladin. Now, it's interesting because we did see a Paladin versus Paladin matchup once again in BlizzCon, but what do you think, Druid or Paladin in this regard?
I don't know the exact lists, but I think I would play Druid, because if he plays the healing Druid that we've seen on episode number 2, then it might be an interesting matchup, because it'll be a healing Druid versus the
Mid-range.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's it definitely come into play. It's, again, really cool to see finally a series not go 3-0, and Artosis showed a lot of life. Kind of tip my hat to Krip. He made some really cool plays, especially at the end, keeping
That's
alive
right.
for as long as he did.
That's right. Krip did pretty impressive plays, and he was keeping his composure, and he was pretty brave as well, like life tapping, and
At such low life. Yeah.
That's right. To get the kill. He was probably searching for Leroy. I think he was searching for Leroy to finish it off.
Something like that, so that way you can just go straight for the face. You also have to consider that he was doing this knowing that Artosis had shown things like True Silver, which means by then he probably has other options like a Hammer of Fate. Just
Or
drop
Avenging
it.
Graph, yeah, it was possible.
Anything could have happened, but still, he took that calculated risk, and it paid off for him up until the very end where he just didn't have enough.
That's right. That second consecration, man, it was devastating.
Cool, so there's 10 seconds left before the players have to go back to their booth. I'm having a good time, and again, this is a rematch of BlizzCon 2013. Krip's up 2-1, it's a best of 5. And the first one to 3 will end up securing the point for their team. And it's really important because when you guys trade wins in the beginning, instead of a best of 5 for the overall series, it becomes a best of 3. All right, cool, let's get ready for game number 4 between Artosis versus Krip. The comeback train has been called, or Krip shut it down. All right, game number 4, the first of its kind in Fight Night.
Yep, it's getting excited. So Krip actually chose the Druid as predicted.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this matchup?
Druid versus Paladin. Honestly, the way the Druid looks for Krip seems to be a lot slower and has things like heals and whatnot into it. So if it kind of plays slower, it's going to be a clash of styles. And if it can break into the late game, I really feel like it would be going to Krip's favor, because he does have some really powerful weapons at his disposal. The Ancients, things like a Ragnaros, and even a Sunwalker tossed in.
That's right. It's actually interesting because this build is totally different than the build we've seen Monk playing. And it has some crazy cards like Thinkmaster Overspark, which for some people...
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, there is Thinkmaster Overspark,
Wow.
which actually create we target a minion and it changes a minion into a squirrel or a dinosaur.
Yes, 1/1 or 5/5.
That's right. This card can actually seem pretty random,
Wow.
but it's not, because like it's a silence card, and you get like 1/1 or a 5/5. But looking at the hands, like looking at the game,
Yep,
we have
we
a
saw an immediate Fairy Dragon as well as a Sun Cleric that was able to be pushed out. Not the best start for Krip, as you can't target that Fairy Dragon down.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive start for Artosis. He's trying to push with damage. He'll try to like overwhelm Krip with his minions. And is there anything like Krip can do here?
We could
He can
coin
rough.
out. a Keeper of the Grove, and then maybe do damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably take it
Deal
out.
2 damage and have a minion on the board. This is a good play. I was thinking also Wrath, but it just wouldn't be enough here.
Yeah, and it's always that decision. It's 2 health. Do I draw
But
a
he
card?
has the Argent Protector, so he can get rid of the 2/4 without losing his Fury Dragon, and also probably use the hero power here. Like,
It's so funny how something so small and insignificant like a Fairy Dragon can be so devastating, especially in a deck like Artosis, which has the buffs like Shadowstone Cleric and Sword of Justice.
an Argent Protector as
and
well.
Argent Protector as well. And now Artosis' board is looking heavily intimidating. And what's so annoying is you can't even focus down the Fairy Dragon with something like Swipe, which is in Krip's hand at the moment.
That's right, and obviously you can't use Wrath as well. Look at the Krip's hand. He has those big Ancients of War, and Artosis has Equality, which is actually the counter to those guys. So this game might pretty... it seems like it's in Artosis' favor right now.
Absolutely. And one thing that hasn't really been shown too much, but we know is a possibility is that you can do something like Equality and Consecration, get a full board clear, they toss out a 7-8 mana thing along with other minions, and you get everything off while doing 2 damage to them.
That's right, it's a total board wipe on your opponent's side.
So Harvest Golem is going to get dropped, and again, Artosis is improving his position slowly but surely, chipping away at the health of Krip. And Krip, he's starting to get backed into a little of a corner here. He's starting to get out of control.
Do you feel that Krip is very concerned about the situation? He has the healing touch in his hand, so he can heal that damage. He has those big protectors as well, so as long as he's able to like clear the board with Swipe and Sylvanas, he's probably safe.
In the end though, the Fairy Dragon has always been kind of the thorn in the side. Artosis, at this point, do you trade out all of your minions and try to, well, I don't know.
Well,
maybe sacrifice everything.
that Sylvanas is so annoying here because if he can't trade all his minions, because if he attacks her with a Fury Dragon, then he attacks her with like a 1/1, and if he loses the 2/3, then like Krip will have the Golem and get a 2/1 if he dies.
He could technically attack with all the smaller minions first and then the Fairy Dragon, but that's such a horrible trade for him. Don't you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, maybe should you Equality here? Like, create a token, then Equality with something,
And then try to just hope he doesn't get a good one.
That's right. I think he will actually be trying to do it. Or just ignore Sylvanas as well. That's also a possibility.
Yeah. That's kind of what makes Sylvanas so powerful. You either confront it and deal with the consequences, or just you have to play around it.
And Krip obviously has a Swipe, which will be probably pretty devastating here.
Yeah, and then he can finally kill off the pesky Fairy Dragon.
He won't lose Sylvanas, but Sylvanas will still be there and the ability will be pretty much alive.
And let's see, he also has a Sun Fury Protector as well, which can cause more headache. But then the Fairy Dragon can almost surely take it out with another combo of a card.
That's right, but look at Krip's health, it's only 13 right now. So it's pretty low. If Artosis is playing an aggressive version, and he actually didn't show Krip that he's playing the healing version, so for Krip it might get pretty dangerous. He should
dangerous indeed. I mean, okay, so in this scenario, he's gonna go for the Argent Squire. I thought he was gonna try to take out the Harvest. What's the name of the Harvest Golem? What it leaves behind? Is it just another Harvest Golem?
That one?
Yeah. What's it called?
It's probably the Harvest Golem. Like, I'm not sure. Like,
Blizzard's surely more creative than that.
Probably like the Harvest Golem Junior, maybe.
Harvest Golem the second.
The second, yeah.
No, I think he's debating if he should innervate and maybe Wrath, and then get a full board clear.
I think he should. Yeah, he should do it. Like, he will draw a card and keep Sylvanas.
Whoa! The mix-up.
But why do you do it even?
I guess he wanted more security.
Yeah, probably, or maybe he just did it for fun.
The trolls.
Do you think he misclicked?
That's certainly a possibility, because there's 2 ways to click. There's one to just click it once and then click twice, or you drag. And I drag, and I sometimes miss.
Artosis' hand is terrible right now. He has the board control hand, but he really wants to have minions.
Wow. Maybe Krip has something planned that we don't know about. Like, he maybe wants to try to convert his minion into the 1/1 or 5/5 or something with the Tink Spark. But he also has the mana now to drop any Ancient. And all of a sudden, with the heal and the Ancients in his hand, I'm feeling pretty good for Krip.
Oh, and we will see the Black Knight destroying the Taunt for the first time. So
Nice.
yeah, that Black Knight is here because we were afraid of the trade decks. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
and
that's cool insight.
it works kinda here. I think like Artosis has a pretty good situation. If Krip draws, if he drops the Ancient of War, Artosis has a good answer to that.
All right, so now Krip has a lot of options in disposal. What would you do in this position? Drop
Well,
the
Ancient, obviously Ancient of War, because I wouldn't suspect the cards that Artosis has in hand. So you need to have this board control here. He does pretty good. Like, do you innervate here? You probably don't.
No, he doesn't really need to do that in that regard. And now we have Artosis, who can use the equality and immediately snipe one of them.
Yeah, in Consecration probably as
Oh,
well.
and Guardian Kings.
Guardian Kings is pretty cool in here. Equality Consecration and attack to get him to 9.
Yeah, and then just weaken him a lot, and then drop
Yeah, and then token.
Yeah, drop a little token so that you can put more pressure on, and then set up.
So Krip goes to 7 life, which is super low. If there is an Avenging Graph in a deck, it can be pretty dangerous for him. So he should probably consider healing himself to 15.
So if he heals himself, now he still has up to 8 mana to play with the Innervate. And he can drop an Ancient.
He probably will drop an Ancient to feel secure, and Innervate maybe to shapeshift himself and kill the Black Knight, which do it.
Shapeshift. Oh, you shifted.
Or maybe like, I think the better play would be to play the Ancient of War and then Innervate and Healing Touch to get himself to like 15. So he has the big taunt and 15 health and feels pretty safe.
What he doesn't know is Artosis has a second equality. That's
Obviously,
been from the very
that's
beginning.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, you'd say that if one equality is down, the second is not there. So you should plan for that. That there is no second equality.
And so now Krip has several options at disposal. I think he is going to go with the Ancient of War. Yeah. And Innervates to restore some health. And now he's back up to 15, and Artosis has the option to take it out immediately.
Yeah, that's right. He has to take the blueberry down, and he can do it using the equality.
That's a blueberry too. Or he's eating blueberries.
It's a big blueberry.
Maybe he ate too many blueberries.
He got another consecration. Oh my god.
Oh wow. Another consecrated quality opportunity,
but I think he will play equality, kill the 5/10 with a token, and then play Guardian of the King. So he has board present, and he's like a full health.
And he also has Lay on Hands, which is great for later on as well, to draw cards and refill once he feels like he needs some more.
That's right. For now, he needs to build the board presence and push with damage.
Sure.
And he dealt with like the big protectors, big taunters in this deck, so he's in pretty good shape right now.
Wow, Artosis is at full health, Krip's at 11, and he draws his second Sun Fury Protector, which could or could not work in his favor depending on how he plays it out.
Well, you can use it on Ancient Lore, so you can get a big Taunter and draw 2 cards, yeah.
Alright, what's it gonna be?
I would probably heal at this spot. Like, he's pretty dangerous. Like, Krip seems to do a lot of dangerous plays and keeping himself low.
How would he heal?
With Ancient of Lore, instead of drawing 2 cards,
I thought you were talking about right now, yeah. Yeah, so restoring the 5 health instead of drawing the 2 cards.
That's right.
Yeah. And that at least settles the damage between Guardian of Kings.
Oh, this is 4 damage, so this is pretty dangerous because Artosis can deal like...
He can do 9 damage to the... Actually, no, wait.
8, 10?
No, he can.
10.
Can he win?
He's one. I think he's one short.
So the 4... No, the 4 from the Argent plus the 5 of Guardian Kings plus the 2 of the Consecration.
It's 5. I think. Oh my god! I think he had lethal.
Oh, he did. He had lethal. Consecration.
Kill Black Knight. Attack full 5.
Yeah.
And Argent Commander.
Oh man, Artosis.
Yeah, it will be like he missed lethal. Oh my god.
No.
I will need to talk to him after this game.
Artosis, team captain, we gotta have a talk.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but.
This is exciting. I hope he doesn't lose this game. Whoa. But it will be hard for him to lose because he has both board advantage and full life, and Krip is struggling. So what do you do here? Like, do you play Ragnaros and an Ancient Predator?
I feel like Swipe deals with some of the threats. You can trade, and then you can put like the Harvest Golem and Tink Master.
Okay,
if you're feeling ballsy, you Tink Master, but you don't obviously because it silences.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like 8 health for Krip, and
Versus
Artosis
28.
Yeah.
And he still has the Consecration.
Sword of Justice. Is this it? Not yet, I think.
Yeah. No. He still can only do 6 damage.
6 damage.
6
yeah.
damage.
So I think he needs to push with damage here. Just go to the face. He missed lethal once. I hope he doesn't do it the second time.
Okay.
In those tournaments, it's actually hard. I mean, it's possible to miss lethal because you have the stress and stuff.
Right.
So.
And you're thinking about everything, and you're forgetting. Oh, can I just
Exactly.
attack him?
Yeah, I can just kill him.
Dude, it happens in ladder,
can
let
just do
alone
it.
competition.
That's right.
like
That's
this.
right. It happens all the time.
Oh man, Artosis. Well, it might not matter in his regard, and this means that Artosis would tie up the series if Krip doesn't have an answer, but he drew a second Harvest Golem.
He still has Ragnaros, so
Yeah, and he needs to armor up.
yep. Ragnaros.
He needs to
give
armor
it,
up.
give
But
it
he
a
might
taunt.
give it taunt. No, but if you give it a taunt, he just dies to a
Yeah,
Consecration.
that's right, but he doesn't know that there is a second consecration, and one was already there.
That's too
He does it.
bad.
Oh my god, that's game. This is so close, so close. It doesn't matter.
He doesn't
Artosis
know.
takes the game.
Artosis wins again
With the consecration.
Oh,
He planned it, I tell you.
storylines.
He missed lethal on purpose.
Unbelievable. The series is tied 2-2 after game 4 as Artosis ties it up and sends it to the game number 5. Wow.
Wow,
What a
this
series so far.
that was exciting.
Man,
He's rocking the Paladin again. Like, this
Yeah.
is his deck. Like,
it just calls to him too.
he should actually
And you know what's
start with
really
it.
fun too is Krip's favorite class is also Paladin. So now we get to see the Paladins clash once
That's
again,
right.
but
We
it's
see 'em.
retooled.
That's right. We see a mirror. Did they like face Paladin versus Paladin in the final of BlizzCon? Or was it Paladin?
They did face eventually. I don't remember if it was the last game. I remember he won with a Leper Gnome.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think Krip was playing Mage and Artosis was playing Paladin at the time. Yeah.
Wow, absolutely sick. And now we're gonna get ready for game number 5, where it's all on the line. Winner takes all between Artosis and Krip. You couldn't have asked for a better matchup once again going to game number 5.
That's right. It's so exciting to be here now.
Let's get ready for the final game between Artosis and Krip. The winner takes it all.
Uther versus Uther. I will fight with honor. Justice demands retribution.
All right, so welcome to game number 5. The immediate starting hands for Artosis. He gets to lay on hands, true silver champion. Sword of Justice, 2 weapons. Doesn't probably need both of them.
Seems
Probably
good.
will discard one. And wow, pretty good starting hand for Artosis.
And he gets a coin, which
Yeah.
makes this start even better.
Ooh, not a very good start for Krip, but you know what? If there's anything I've learned from this series, it's not how you start, it's certainly how you finish.
That's right. That's right. And he has a lot of cards that are actually like pretty good counters to what Paladin plays. Aldor Peacekeeper to get a minion, probably a Theory Dragon down with the attack, Consecration to clear the board. So and then Guardian to heal himself.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, he does have those options at his disposal later on. Artosis chooses not to go for the Coin Fairy, but instead chooses to go for the Coin Sword of Justice.
Which is actually a good play because for a couple of turns you get those big minions that are hard to deal with, and they probably cheat Consecration as well. Like this Theory Dragon is out of Consecration range right now, and it will be pretty hard to deal with.
Yep, you can't hammer or fade it. You only can answer with a True Silver Champion, which, conveniently for Krip, was drawn in one of the first turns. And so now he answers. Artosis' setup has been foiled.
But then he gets 26 health, so he actually got...
Slightly. And they
That's
both
right.
have weapons up.
That's right.
And the action already has been fast and furious. Artosis going to summon a Silver Knight.
Yeah, he plays a small minion and gets a Divine Shield, then plays a 2/2, which becomes a 3/3. So he actually gets a pretty good board position on turn 4.
And so now we have Krip. He can take out the Argent Protector and maybe pacify one of the other units with his Peacekeeper. But still, it's just a lot of, you have to be very careful. You have to keep track of everything in mirrors. It can get kind of confusing because you're like, did I play the True Silver Champion? Did he play it?
That's right.
But you have to keep tabs of everything because in this scenario, everything matters that much more.
I'm trying to predict the outcome of this game. And like looking, oh my god,
He has a Wild Pyromancer.
He has a Wild Pyromancer.
That's my favorite card in the
You like
Paladin
this?
deck. Yes, because that plus equality is the cheapest board removal
That's
that you'll
right.
ever
That's
see.
right. You clear the board, but he doesn't have equality yet in his hand. So
Right. I love it. It's that I love Wild Pyromancer in a lot of decks. I've experimented with it so much. Like if you Wrath with a Pyromancer, it's like a swipe essentially.
yeah,
For everything.
it's obviously better if you get a coin. Then you have a lot more flexibility.
Flexibility.
Yeah, and flexibility. That's right.
I like it a lot. And then if you use it for the consecration.
Holy Light. Was a Holy Light on the
I think
list?
this is an anti-mage deck. Then.
It seems so. Yeah.
The heals, the clears.
It seems like a counter version, really. Like
I'm looking at his deck, and he also has an Abomination as well, so it looks like it's anti-aggro.
yeah, and a big game hunter. So it seems like it was pretty like a mage counter. So how does the mage counter actually deal with the aggressive paladin?
Mid-range, yeah, well-rounded deck.
And our paladin deck was also a mage counter. So how does a mage counter deal with a mage counter?
This is nice. He can use the Hammer Fate, pop the shield, clear off the other token,
And finish it off
Finish
with
it
a
off.
sword.
Yeah, this is excellent play and choice, and why I love Wild Pyromancer. It's great.
It seems like Artosis is in a bad shape here with the Wild Pyromancer that he needs to deal with, and a lot of like end game cards in Krip's hand.
Well, he does have Argent Squire and the Sun Cleric. That's at least some good options, and you can drop.
Do you
some
play
buffs.
Argent Squire and Defender Vargas in a position where you have a 3/1 Pyromancer board that can be enabled with any spell?
Oh, I was.
Consecration would be a waste, so you probably do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the Sun Cleric's the better choice, and then the token. That's like all
right.
you can do, but it's almost like the repeat of the previous situation. If he
That's
plays
right.
a spell and then somehow finds a way to kill it off, which he does because he has 2 Hammer of Fates.
Yeah,
in
he
his
has the
hand.
second hammer. And he
Or
has the
did
Holy
he?
Light.
No,
Was there a
sorry, he
second
didn't
hammer?
have it.
Okay, he didn't have it.
He had.
He has Consecration, which deals 3 damage to the board. Like 2 damage with Consecration and then 1 damage with Pyromancer.
So. Right, yeah. What he
Yeah,
could
so he
do.
pops the shield, then gets 1 damage in the Argent Squire, like kills everything. But I don't know. Would you? It's hard. It's hard to say what.
It
you do
is
in
really
this
hard to
situation.
say. I mean,
Consecration. kills
Avenging
the board,
Wrath
that's
can
for
also.
sure.
Avenging Wrath.
Avenging Wrath can also
finish everything
yeah.
off. You attack with your Pyromancer and then Avenging Wrath.
That's right. That's right.
But then what's funny is like you Avenging Wrath and it'll hit like the Sun Cleric twice and the Knight once, but it won't need to. And so there's like this little RNG factor. But still, it gives him a board clear with a huge card advantage.
He can also play like Guardian of the Light for 7 and attack with the Sun Cleric with the
Yeah.
Pyromancer. Oh, he pops the shield and plays
I'm just
Consecration.
gonna go for the consecration.
That
and you can
makes
drop,
sense, yeah.
you can
That's
drop
right.
the
That's
board.
right. He gets board.
Wow.
He gets the board clear and gets a 3/2, which is very hard to deal when you're a paladin.
Krip's position is pretty good. Artosis gets the
And Harvest Golem, which is pretty good because he could also play a Consecration Golem, but that's also a safe move. He has a 5/6 versus a 3/2.
Oh,
he got-
and Krip
he gets-
instant drops the Ragnarok.
He gets the big gun.
Where's it gonna
What do we
hit?
hit?
Oh no, the Guardian of Kings.
This is unlucky for
Can't
my
even
team.
defend himself.
Oh, and he got a big one as well. A big one himself. So this draws a Tyrion Forging. Do you drop Tyrion Forging now?
I mean, it can get popped really easily by the Fairy
He
Dragon.
probably wanted to draw Equality, which would be pretty good with
Yeah.
Consecration in hand. Like dealing with the board. I think that he has to play Tyrion.
Yeah, because he doesn't have enough mana to double drop minions and Argus it.
That's
so-
right.
Yeah.
It won't be hard to deal with Tyrion, but he will get a weapon, Ashbringer, after Tyrion dies, and maybe he can try to race, because he also has the heals.
Yeah. Oh, Avenging Wrath to pop the Divine Shield. And if he's really lucky. Oh, okay. Well, he can.
It was
trade off.
close because
Yeah.
now he can trade. Oh, he's not even trading. He just kill it.
He's gonna be able to kill it off immediately.
And then
with the
deal 8
Peacekeeper.
damage. It looks very good for Krip right now.
Oh, the combos. And he's gonna take him down to 16.
Artosis needs to draw equality. I think that's his only out in this situation. Oh, the Guardian. Doesn't change anything.
Well, gives him...
He can't even kill Ragnaros this turn. If he attacks it for 5 and
No, and the
plays
consecration. No, he still can't do anything.
If he does lay on hands, does it help?
He's a sitting duck, essentially.
So 14 damage.
Ah,
He'll be at 10.
Divine Shield certainly does help, though. Sorry, the Argent Squire, because you can
He
take
needs to start to race right now. Like, this is the only option. Okay,
Yep.
he decides to clear the board.
Yeah, because I mean, then he can still potentially absorb a target
Yeah.
from the Ragnaros.
He obviously wanted to draw. Oh, this is not looking good for Artosis.
Wow.
Krip can just play Tyrion right now and Holy Light too.
Tyrion must be so confused being summoned for both sides.
That's right.
Who is my real master?
Who's my real master? What do I do here? And Ashbringer, like, which is real? Which is the copy here?
They're all phonies. It's like, I'm the real paladin. No, I'm the real Uther. No, I'm the real Uther.
It's a real paladin mirror match, like with
Yeah.
the top paladin being here, like as an MVP.
I always feel like when shows would ever have like those scenarios where the heroes are duplicated and like the characters don't know who to believe, I feel like it's the writers saying they don't have any ideas anymore on the show. Because
That's right.
it fills the show with half the dialogue of who it is. No, it's me.
Yeah.
No, it's me.
I'm the real me. You're
And it's like, wow, the show actually nothing happened for 10 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think like who's the real winner? Because if Krip wins this, then we'll have an even match between Krip and Artosis.
Oh, that's right. And then we'll
So-
have to decide some other time.
That's right. That's right.
It's not looking good for Artosis. He lost his Argent Squire and took another shot to the face after the consecration. And now,
There is still no equality,
Yeah.
so it doesn't look very good.
yeah, I mean, he could put more minions.
He has to put more minions and
Yeah.
heal, and
I
then
mean,
attack.
he can pacify the Peacekeeper with the Peacekeeper. You could pacify Ragnaros,
But it still deals 8 damage, so you probably want to deal as many minions on the board as possible.
and then Guardian of Kings to heal up. Yeah, I mean that's the best he can do at this point. But,
Oh, he tries to kill it with the weapon.
I mean, it puts him within range of killing with other minions as well, and that's all you can do.
It's probably a good plan because if he starts to race with a paladin, like paladin has all those heals, so it's actually working for us pretty well. And now, what would you do as Krip? Like play Tyrion or just try to clear the board so that?
I would. Yeah, I mean, Tyrion seems to be a really strong option because then it gives you weapons as well, and a 5/3 Ashbringer. Are you kidding me? That puts him within 1 health of maybe picking
That's
off
right.
Artosis.
That's right. If he actually hits, I would Krip just.
I mean, he has Holy Light and Lay on Hands. That's 14 health he can
Oh,
restore.
and he heals the big one again. So he gets the board position. He has card advantage. Does he have the card advantage? He draws Sylvanas, but this is probably too late. Like if he plays Sylvanas and Defender of Argus, this is a good taunt. Like he can probably take something big, but it's totally too late.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it can still be cleared. But he has to. There's no other option. He can give himself a Divine Shield, but he can't do anything with that. Harvest Golem, no. Consecration doesn't even do anything, just wiped off the
He can't even attack Ragnaros right now because he has the taunt. So
Yeah.
he was probably really wanting
Is he gonna try to kill?
Consecration,
Tyrion?
kill Tyrion, and then kill Ragnaros with a token. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
He will take 6 damage to the face, but he has the heal, so.
Yeah. So, well, maybe not so bad.
Oh, he still needs to deal 1 damage to Tyrion.
The Ragnaros is still barely alive.
It seems like it wasn't a good play.
Oh, wow. I mean, he could...
Like, he needs to do something. I think Sylvanas and Artosis.
Maybe he can Argent Protector and try to trade and keep 2 minions on the board. Or 3 minions, even. You can put 3 minions on the board and hopefully he hits one of them. 25% chance.
Yeah, that's right. Like, Argent Protector, attack Tyrion with a 3/3, and then drop the Defender of Argus.
Yep.
That seems.
You can drop 2 minions.
And not attack.
Increase it. That's his best position.
But
for
he's
here.
facing one of the 2 best legendaries in the game, so.
Yeah.
And he still fails to show that equality. And we are actually running 2 equalities exactly for those kinds of situations.
Right, because you want to get for the clears against the late game.
That's right.
Tough position for Artosis. And I mean, I don't really see any other way he can play this turn other than putting 2 more minions on the board.
That's right. That's the best play he can do right now, and it's still putting him in a very difficult position. And Krip has all those healing cards in his hand, so even if Artosis deals with all those cards, Krip still has the advantage here.
Yeah, I'm looking at Artosis' deck. He doesn't have many more heavy-hitting units, or minions rather.
Yeah, the Tyrion is down. Both Guardians are down.
Does he have his Argent Commander? Probably, but
Yeah,
other
he
than
has
that,
one
doesn't
Argent
have
Commander.
it.
Even the Black Knight is down. He got equality in the end. Oh no, this is actually Krip.
Yeah, Krip got the equality, and he also has an Abomination, which is kind of funny because he hasn't needed it yet.
Well, for Krip, the best thing to do would be to clear the board right now. Is it possible?
Well, okay, let's see. He can
play the...
Well, one thing that's interesting, he can troll by playing Lay in Hands or Holy Light on Ragnaros and keep him alive for a long time.
Yeah, that's right. He probably will do it. He'll play the...
And then
I think
Peacekeeper to reduce some of the
Yeah,
DPS.
Peacekeeper the Peacekeeper. Because the Peacekeeper has...
Peaceception!
Yeah, so much peace in this game.
No one will do damage ever again. This is...
They will just hang out. That's
yeah,
it.
you know, maybe they just play some video games together finally.
Yeah, that's good.
They play some Hearthstone.
How do you see like Tyrion playing with Tyrion some video games?
Well, that's always asking, like, what if I met a twin of myself? Would I play games with him forever? Or would we never get along because, you know, you disagree on everything? Or you agree on everything, but you hate each other because of it?
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
I think Krip has a lot of options. Whatever you choose to do ultimately will be in good favor. I personally would like to see him just keep Ragnaros alive because this is the longest we've seen him yet. I think this is turn 4.
This Ragnaros is an immortal one.
Yeah.
And he is golden, so it's the Swagnaros, the Swaglord.
He's golden literally and metaphorically.
Reporting for duty.
And it's so sad that the attack is reduced and it's still the same card. It's still as good as it was.
Oh no, the Defender of Argus goes down.
He keeps hitting, like, it seems like Krip is immune to RNG.
It.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's I mean, he's getting all the rolls he wants. Artosis draws a sword of
which
justice.
is not very good right now.
He has 3 weapons.
He has a 4/4, it's a 1/4 taunt, but there's not much you can do. Sylvanas can't get taunt right now, so...
I think Artosis is starting to slowly calculate if he can do anything. He can't even kill the Ragnaros anymore.
He can attack Tyrion with a weapon, but then Krip will get a weapon back.
And and then pretty much he can clear because he can kill off everything. And then just go for the face, yeah?
Yeah, you can also like play a weapon and then heal too to minimize damage.
The true silver champion.
That's right.
But still, that's just like, which poison do I drink first?
That's right. So you still take that damage to the face if you do it. He has to play Sylvanas, I think, but
he can play Sylvanas, he can play the Golem and the token to increase his chances, or he can drop in the sword, but that's pretty much it.
It seems like the only chance he has is if Krip actually decides to kill Sylvanas instead of killing Artosis.
Yeah, or if some reason Ragnaros kills Sylvanas and then he takes like a Tyrion.
If he's able to protect her. So he probably can't attack right now. Yeah, he ends the turn without any action, just playing minions.
And so unless, let's see, equality.
There's double equality. So what does it even mean? Like,
equality doesn't really help much because he still has to hit twice through the Divine Shield, and then he wouldn't have enough to finish off. He would have even if he got most lucky. So
how much damage there is? Like 6, 7, 10 damage. He needs to deal 5 damage. Can he deal, can he kill his own Tyrion? Probably not. And there is still the taunt with Divine Shield to deal with. So he probably, suddenly it looks interesting.
Yeah, because there's he can't kill it this turn, but his options could really start messing things up because if his Tyrion stays alive and for some reason the Sylvanas manages to trade.
Yeah, the Sylvanas managed to actually mix the board state a bit. Like, she is dangerous right now. She can't die.
Yeah.
So Ragnaros, looking at that Sylvanas.
Yeah. Krip is scared to end his turn. Whatever you do, just don't end it.
Yeah, you have to do something. Would you play like lay on hands and draw a couple of cards to see what you get?
Yeah, but then you can't really do anything past that except equality or drop a token.
Yeah, but and the other cards are not really exciting right now because like they do nothing to this board state. And equality will actually be damaging to Krip, I think.
Yeah, because it makes everything so fragile. Ooh, he's gonna. I think taking out that minion is really important, in my opinion. Although I don't know why he's using the Peacekeeper to do it.
Oh, he wants to use the
He
equality.
wants to disable everything.
Will he kill Sylvanas? That's the thing.
I think he's gonna try to suicide his forward ring to get the weapon.
He should make a token. Yeah, that's right. He might.
Yeah, there you go, and get the weapon so that way his opponent can't get it.
That's right.
And then let RNG pick off Sylvanas. He doesn't care at that point. And he still has 8 mana, so he can do a Guardian of Kings as well, or not Guardian, but Lay on Hands as well.
Well, the weapon. Oh, Abomination. That's interesting. So he will actually risk it. He will risk Sylvanas. Ragnaros killing Sylvanas. If he is totally controlling it, I tell you.
Krip is cheating somehow. I don't even know how he's doing it.
25%.
This is insane.
Oh, this is the Black Knight.
Artosis, go out with dignity.
Going down with a Black Knight, I think he will do it.
Kill off the Abomination.
That Abomination, just killing Artosis on the spot.
Actually, that's the only thing he can do, because if he uses True Silver Champion, the only thing he can attack is the Abomination.
That's right, that's right. He can't do anything right now.
Oh.
Even if the Abomination dies, if the Abon actually explodes, artists go down.
Yes. So either way, Artosis has run out of options.
The best way is actually to play the Black Knight and explode, like with the
blaze of glory.
That's right.
Artosis, you know to do the right thing.
Or just attack Abon with Sylvanas.
Yeah, you could. Or you can just pass the turn and just refuse to give up. But I think he's finally come to conclusions.
He'll probably choose his death. Like,
yes, don't let your opponent get the satisfaction. Yep. Artosis tosses out the well played. The Blizzcon champion has been revenged as Krip is able to take and finish the series 3-2.
What a game! Those games were amazing. Like, totally.
Yeah,
we had
really fun.
5 games, right? 3 games. 5
that was
games.
5 games.
5 games. Oh my God, the time flies.
Wow. So Krip takes the series. Artosis almost made the comeback, but was denied in game number 5. And all of a sudden, other team, no name yet, is up in the overall series 2-1.
That's right. They got the lead. So now we got our last member, Max. Nyx.
Yep. Versus Strifecrow. And Strifecrow, people say he's the deadliest on the team.
Yeah, he was
the opposite.
He was actually
of the other team.
We thought he is actually the best player there, and this will be a tough match.
I certainly think so, and I think you can see the excitement on Krip's face. He is absolutely thrilled he won that series. He couldn't be more happy, and it couldn't happen to a more joyous guy.
He proves again that he is a dangerous opponent and that he's a good Hearthstone player.
Absolutely. Nims, thank you so much for joining me. Do you have any final thoughts on the series overall between Krip and Artosis?
I think it was a great match, and right now they are 1-1. So I'm really excited to see the final, though, when they fight it out and somebody wins. So maybe in a nice match.
Hopefully. Hey everyone, I'm joined by Artosis on the desk, who dropped a very close series with Krip 2-3. Dan, tell me how you're feeling at the moment.
I'm feeling pretty sad, Frodan.
I feel sad for you as well. I mean, it was really, really tight. I mean, walk me through some of the games. You had really close games 1 and 2. Game 2, you almost had lethal, and then Krip managed to swing it back. And then games 3 and 4, you made the big rally. Talk to me about some of the thought process.
I thought that I was going to take game number 2. And in fact, game number 1 was pretty close. But game number 2 was like kind of, whoa, that just barely got me with lethal that last turn. But from there, I thought, you know what, I can actually bring this back with the Paladin deck. I feel like the Paladin deck is a deck that can kind of beat anything. So I started to take it back, and then that game 5, that was a heartbreaker. That Ragnaros had a sniper rifle, man.
Yeah, it stayed alive for so long, and then you took it down and it healed up with Holy Light. That's got to be devastating. I do want to kind of ask Artosis, you had lethal in game number 4 a few turns before you were actually able to execute. Were you aware of it?
No, I actually counted up. I thought I was one short, but Nimsh told me that apparently it was lethal. So as long as I won that game, I guess I won't be too sad about it.
I mean, in the end, the results spoke for themselves. Dan, I want to kind of ask you, now that you've played Krip in Blizzcon, which I guess matters most, right? Having the Blizzcon title. And now that Krip's beaten you here, you're tied 1-1 in the overall series. I guess you want to play one more game to show him.
I really hope the next time these two teams face that I get to play Krip. I really genuinely want to play him again and show him who's boss.
All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by, and good luck to your team, and hopefully we do get to see that in the future. I'm joined by the winner of the series, Krip, who defeated Artosis 3-2. Dude, how can you contain your excitement right now? Oh, we got fist shaking. That's new from Krip. Walk me through the games, man. You had some really close moments in game number 2. Actually, Artosis even missed lethal on game number 4 as well. Talk to me about some of the important moments in the series.
Well, the Warlock versus Warlock is pretty much the guy who gets the better cards. Unfortunately, that was me. And against the Mage, I think the Warlock is favored, but you know, Artosis had pretty good stuff as far as I could tell from my side of the board. So I got pretty lucky with the draw there. If I didn't draw the charge, I had a few outs. And if I didn't get the outs, I would have had like double Soulfire, a Giant, and it was pretty horrible from that spot if I had to make that move. So I got pretty lucky in game 2, a bit lucky in game 1. I felt that before even playing the games that the Warlock would be the best against the Paladin. I mean, there's obviously the mirror, Paladin versus Paladin. It's going to be pretty close to a coin flip. But, you know, just outside of that, I felt the Warlock was the best. So it's kind of weird that I dropped my best matchup, but, you know, sometimes it's like that. There's like double Consecrate or something. You just couldn't get anything alive on the board. And, yeah, once I lost the Warlock, we pretty much decided that I should just do the Druid, even though it's clearly worse than the Paladin against the Paladin. But, I mean, we have to win 3. It doesn't matter if we go, you know.
So that was a throwaway? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it was probably pretty important to see more of the deck because, you know, managed to beat one. And, you know, if it's the worst matchup, you might as well do it first because you have a better shot in the last game.
I gotcha.
So, yeah, I definitely did pretty dumb stuff. And apparently Artosis missed lethal. So, whatever. He won.
Fun series, though.
Yeah, he won. I wasn't really surprised that he did. And then the Paladin, I don't know if he considers it his strongest deck, but I think my Paladin is my strongest deck. Doing ranked, I pretty much didn't lose anything. Like I lose matches against some classes when I would, you know, avoid like the good quarter of the deck against that. So, you know, some outrageous stuff, but overall it just beat everything. So I'm not really surprised that I won, but it's a pretty cool way to win with healing up Ragnaros and taunting him out and just being a real pain in the ass. And
yeah.
It was pretty good. The last move took quite a while for me to figure out, but yeah, there's so many options in the last few turns, and I think I played most of them pretty good, and I think that led to the win.
Does it feel sweet to drink the juice of revenge?
I really want to play Artosis again.
Oh yeah, to decide the best of 3 overall.
I felt at BlizzCon he had the RNG on me. And
dude, come on, he got a couple. I mean, both of you guys had elements of RNG.
I think this time I had the RNG on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the Ragnaros drops and being able to get some really key moments.
It's been pretty cool. I mean, 3-2 both ways now, and the lucky guy I felt was the winner both times. So pretty good stuff.
Sounds like to me a gauntlet has been dropped between Krip and Artosis once again. Thank you so much, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You won $250 as well as some money for your team.
Yay.
So after 3 rounds of Fight Night, currently other team no name yet is up 2-1 over Team DogeHouse. Tune in next time to see Strifecro versus Nyx and find out if Team DogeHouse can even up the series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night.